important pulling is going to be on this server, but they'll be the best at it. We'll do like pure DPS, pure physical DPS. We'll save Berserker for last because there's a lot to talk about with that. But Monk. So Monk, theoretical highest DPS, really crazy stat caps, really crazy skill caps. Sorry. Excuse me. They have they have good haste, natural haste. They just got a new like overcap haste is what they got right after the beta ended, and it's like I think it's 10% over the haste cap. That's really important because haste is super important. They're going to hit fast. They're going to hit a lot because they have high skills, and they're going to have kicks and strikes. They're going to have a good AoE kick and round. Their round kick does. Their kicks and strikes don't scale that well with weapons, I don't believe. So some of that kind of falls off, but it's going to be good. There's some scaling issues that are happening in this game because the weapons are so powerful compared to how they were in the old games, because you can just keep adding stats to them with the merging system. So that kind of makes like some of their kicks way late game get a little bit they undershine a little bit just because those things don't scale off your weapon damage. So like your auto attacks are what's hitting the most, but they do get the auto haste for that, and they have a lot of kicks, a lot of spins, and it's absolutely fucking hilarious to make an ogre monk and watch him spin around like a fucking top, because ogres are amazing. I won't ever play one because I'm too fat, but it's hilarious. They have lots of kicks. They have feign death, the best feign death in the game. It's a skill feign death. So you don't have to cast it. You push that button, boom, you fall over, pretend like you're dead. Everybody forgets about you. Wipes your aggro. Incredible tool for controlling your own aggro. It doesn't like fully wipe your aggro anymore. I don't think it's like you have to wait for him to reset to do that, but it will lower you on the aggro table. Aggro's a really big deal in EQ. Probably is a big deal here. I think I don't know. I haven't done much in group play, so you have a really good tool to control your aggro. Mend, it's like lay of hands pretty much. Like every minute or so, you can just heal yourself for a shitload. It's a skill. You don't have to cast it. It just heals for a lot. Monks are really good, have really good tools, and a lot of people are going to use them. And they have good AoE with their kicks too. So they also have dodge, the highest dodge, which means they're good for tanks. You pair them with like an SK, you pair them with a warrior, you'll have the highest skill cap dodge, and then all of a sudden, you add that dodge onto the fact that warriors and SKs get plate. There's AAs. Monks also get a AC bonus, an armor class bonus, based on how light their equipped gear is, which sounds counterproductive to like equip a bunch of plate, but there's a crazy AA line that just basically makes your gear weigh nothing, so you have the full bonus from that no matter what. You just have to invest a little bit to it, so it's not a big deal. Monks are awesome. I will play one. Rogues, they have basically two things. They have discipline poisons, which are utility poisons that damage poisons, a siphon poison that heals you. They have utility poisons that you can choose to like snare things, to slow things. It's a shitty slow. Interrupt poisons. Lots of cool poisons, damage poisons, lots of cool procs. Shinies go off all over the place. And then I fucked up everything, didn't I? So the main thing that they have is backstab. They have an ability, backstab, like 10-second cooldown, 11-second cooldown, something like that. It hits like a fucking mock truck, insane early. Now, there's some scaling issues with it because it's not like the other MMOs where you use your weapons damage to backstab. Every piercing weapon that can backstab has two stats on it. It has weapon damage, and then it has backstab damage. Now the problem is that backstab damage on weapons does not upgrade when you merge items together. So there's some scaling issues with backstab. that people are complaining about. People say they need a little help. I don't know if they need help. I played one earlier. They absolutely fuck butts. They heal themselves with the siphon. They have the best invises in the game. Their sneak hide. It's pretty wonky, not that usable. Not disarm. Well, they have disarm, but lockpick. Lockpick. It's okay. Pretty much every door in the game has a key, I think. Probably. So it's not like you have to have a rogue. Bards get lockpick too. So, but it can be very convenient. It's one of those things that is in the game. It's never. I don't remember back in the day using it a ton. Or like oh shit, we don't have a rogue. We can't go anywhere. It's like, oh no, we just got a key. Looks like, and they're going pretty hard on the locked doors and keyed mobs, but you pretty much know where to get all your keys at. So, yeah, they're good. Maybe a little scaling issue. Really fun to play. That backstab is crazy. They can backstab from the front. It's just like a lower damage. It's like if there's a range of how hard a backstab can hit, I think if you're doing it from the front, it's always the lowest part of that range. So you want to be behind them. Because of that, you kind of, it's rogues are geared more towards group play where you're not the tank, so you can utilize like the higher backstabs and you can get some crazy numbers. Now, the other one's Warrior. Warrior is best tank as far as like mitigation. They have the highest AC cap, the soft cap. Use all the weapons, dual wield, all that stuff. Pretty high stat caps. Similar to Monk on a lot of their like weapons skill caps and stuff like that. Cleave, they have is like a 11-second cooldown, auto cast ability. It just hits like everything in front of you. It's just an AoE hit. It wasn't really. I don't think it was working. There was like some kind of bug with like when I was testing it on beta. There was some kind of bug with blunt. It's like blunt weapons. The cleave would go off, but it wouldn't hit the additionals. I don't know. I'm positive that's going to be fixed. So I didn't really get to experience how good cleave actually was, but it's a good AoE. It's pretty comparable to like the monk kick, the round kick, and they also get a regeneration AA that's like 1 or 2% of your HP, which doesn't sound like that much. It's like every 6 seconds, but that scales off of your HP numbers, and HP numbers get high, and you can also multiply regenerations with there's a stance in the game called Unyielding Stance that just straight up doubles your regeneration number. So like that being a regeneration that scales, then you double it with that. Like you just walk around and you're just constantly healing as a warrior just by being a big fat retarded warrior. So it's kind of interesting. You get it a little later. It's like 30, 25, something like that. But that's good. They're kind of. They used to be the only tank, pretty much. I mean, the knights could tank. Okay, they would take ads for us and stuff, but warriors were it. They were the big dick. They were who the main tanks were. Probably not the case here because there's so many combo viabilities and stuff like that. But warriors are still really good. We're gonna talk about Berserker. So Berserker seems like a pretty simple class, but it's got some insane combo interactions. Their main thing is Frenzy. It's like every 11 seconds you auto attack like an extra time or 2 extra times. You'll hit with both your weapons if you're dual wielding. It's really crazy how hard like flurry combo from Frenzy will hit with a 2-hander. That's their main thing. They get they got a new thing with where they get like some clicky snares and stuns, so they get a little bit of utility. But their other main thing is they get good stat values too. They're really high DPS, and their other thing is Berserker Stance. Now, what Berserker Stance? It's the best DPS stance in the game. Only Berserkers get it, obviously. So, what it makes you swing like a machine gun. You're like, when you're playing a Berserker in your kit, I mean, you're constantly hitting, boom, 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 with Frenzy and Berserker stance. It does a little bit of damage, it's kind of negated by regions and stuff like that to yourself whenever you hit with it. But the combo potential comes from, there's another effect of Berserker stance, and it halves the cooldown of all your combat abilities. So monk kicks, rogue backstab, monk strikes, warrior cleave, just regular kicks, like all those get cut in half. And most importantly, Shadow Knight's Reeve and Paladin's, what's it called, Smite, or combat abilities they get too. Now, why does this matter that much? Well, there was a thing that they just added. So they just added a thing. There's an AA ability in the game called Rampage. Rampage does a scaled up auto attack swing on everything in front of you, and it's got like a crazy retarded like 35-minute cooldown. It just swings one big swing. It hits hard because it's scaled with your weapon, and then that's it. It's like, okay, we'll do that again in 30 minutes. It didn't even do that much, but they just added so that Frenzy from Berserker and Cleave from Warriors both reduce the cooldown of Rampage. So what does that mean? That means whenever I Frenzy attack, it reduces the cooldown of that big AoE ability. That means whenever I Cleave, it reduces the cooldown of that big AoE ability. Now, Berserker Stance also cuts Cleave's cooldown in half. So instead of, for example, I don't even know what the cooldown is, but it's like, let's say it's 10 seconds. Now it's 5 seconds. So you're reducing that cooldown by, double. And it gets really, they did that right after the beta, so nobody's really got to play with it, but I'm willing to bet it's going to be a little bit wacky. It's going to feel pretty good. You're just going to get like these big giant rampages every once in a while. Rampage sucks as it is, so it needed help. It doesn't feel good to just swing your weapon in an AoE once every 45 minutes, wherever the retarded cooldown was. So I think they always intended this interaction to happen. Now, the best example of this, and you can't really talk about Paladin and Berserker without mentioning the other, in my opinion. Paladins have an ability called Lay on Hands. It's basically a clicky full heal to yourself. Boom, you're just healed. Has like a 35-minute cooldown. It's like, oh fuck, like that's my super emergency button. Well, at level 9, Paladins also get an ability called Smite. And whenever you use Smite, for example's sake, we'll call it like it's Cleave, but it's we'll say it's 10 seconds. Every time you hit that Smite, it reduces the cooldown of your Lay of Hands by a minute. Well, what does that mean whenever you're in a Berserker stance? In a Berserker stance, you cut the cooldown of your Smite from 10 seconds to 5 seconds, so that means you're reducing your Lay of Hands cooldown. So once every 5 seconds you're reducing it by a minute instead of once every 10 seconds. That adds up real quick, and I played with it and it feels fucking awesome. You're basically people have been talking, there's some like haste stuff, like you're reducing your Lay of Hands, which is a full complete heal, which is if you haven't played EverQuest before, that's unbelievably important. You just click it, heals you to full pretty much, and so the daisy chain, this kind of these combo effects of combining these classes together with Smite, reducing Lay of Hands, it does some really cool shit. Berserker Paladin is really fun to play. Really interesting. You have Lay of Hands like every couple minutes. You're just healing yourself to full. People say it's OP. It's an interesting combo, but you can also do that with because Shadow Knights have the exact same thing, except for instead of Lay of Hands, they have Harm Touch, which is a huge giant hit. And that hit is also gonna like leech life to you when you use it. It's the same thing. They have an ability called Reeve that every time you use it, it reduces the cooldown of Harm Touch. Because then you're using Berserker Stance, reduces Reeve's cooldown to make Harm Touch like cooldown nothing. It's a really cool thing. So that's where Berserkers are at. They do really interesting combos. I like what they did with Berserkers, because Berserkers are so fucking boring back. Like nobody played Berserkers back in the day because they just hit with two-handers and Frenzy, and then that's it. They don't have anything else in their game. So there's some